Good morning, everyone. It's Letitia with Barefruit Gardening. I hope that you are doing well. I am out in the garden just for a split second because I wanted to do a follow-up on the butterfly caterpillars, day 3. And unfortunately, I don't see them. I really don't. They were on this dill plant, and you can tell they ate up the dill plant a bit. But no caterpillars. So I mean, look at that. They ate nicely. Here's the stem with the one that was down here. But no caterpillars. So, number one, did they get eaten maybe by a predator? Did they fall off? I've looked around. I don't see them anywhere on any other plants that are in close proximity to this one. And then my second thought, or my third thought, was maybe they are forming a chrysalis, but I don't see any evidence of that either that I can tell on here. The only thing that had me wondering was this right here. I've been reading, but that's just one. Well, no, I don't think that's it. Here's another one. That the chrysalis that they'll form if they're on a green plant, the chrysalis will be green. If it's on a brown something, then the chrysalis will be brown, which I get, right? The camouflage technique. But anyway, y'all, I don't see them. So, that's unfortunately sad. But I don't know. What do you all think happened? Well, I have a lot of tomatoes that are starting to blush. First thought is, yikes, I'm so excited. Second thought, yeah, I probably should get these suckers off the vine. I really want to leave them. But y'all, these squirrels don't care about you. These birds don't care about you. Okay, they ready to debo your stuff. And ain't nobody got time for that. So, I'm 2 seconds from taking this off the vine. Let me give you a closer look to the ones at the bottom. See? They're nice, plump, and they're starting to blush. Aren't they beautiful? These are Roma tomatoes. And I have some more right here that look even more beautiful. And y'all know I covered one of them up because it was almost red. And I was like, let me go ahead and cover that up. But now the others are starting to turn. So I definitely think I'm taking these off today. But look at this. I just used a pantyhose to cover it up. Look how beautiful. Look at there. So I guess I can do a reveal rather. Let me be really careful here. Yes! And this is another Roman tomato plant. And again, this is the plant that I severed the stem. And oh my God, look at that. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I severed the stem and just covered the stem with some soil, using a cup to support it. And it set flowers and fruit. There you go. Look how gorgeous. These are coming off today. They will be coming off right now. Some Genovese basil. Some holy basil. Some Japanese beetles. Ugh. Some oregano. Some parsley, believe it or not. In mid-July. So here's some cayenne pepper plants that I put in yesterday. These were still in my winter sowing containers. I know better. I know I do. But they were growing great still where they were. There wasn't a whole lot in there, so I went ahead and put them in here because I removed the cabbages. So there's space to grow more peppers. And then I planted some eggplant seeds here. The long tongue, is that what it's called? Eggplant, I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens there. I planted 3 seeds, I do believe. And in Little Big Girl Farmer's garden space, there are some beautiful bush beans. These are the red burgundy bush beans, and it is time to harvest. So these were the little Marvel peas, and the heat wave finally took them out. I left it here because I wanted the pods to dry all the way, and so it's time to harvest the seeds from the pods. Yep, I do believe. Here is some mint. This is my only sugar baby watermelon right now that is growing and looks delicious and great and healthy. This is leaf spot on the sugar baby watermelon plants. Typical disease in my area. And yeah, need to take care of that pretty soon. Here's the tender orange watermelon vine. And yes, there is a watermelon. And let me show you the other. So I thought this particular watermelon was a sugar baby watermelon, but I got the labels mixed up. But I let the vine just run where it wants to. It actually, the vine starts over here somewhere in this area with all the container plants. But it has trellised its way up the fence here. And I noticed, yeah, it's not a sugar baby. It must be another tender orange, because that doesn't look like a sugar baby. And I have one there, and I have a little one right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me see. It is right there. Whoop. Okay, so in a video that I showed y'all about the squash bug infestation, apparently this plant I cut back and got all the eggs off of it, so I thought. However, as you can see, the plant is looking horrible. It is completely infested with baby squash bugs and a whole family right there. However, the beans look good. So I planted some yellow Cherokee beans, some asparagus beans, and I don't know which one is which. I have some on this side of the trellis and some on the other side of the trellis. And right in the middle, I have cucumbers. And they look great. So, you know, you just got to take the good with the bad sometimes in the garden. But I'm excited. Oh, there's a little bean. Look at there. I think that's the first one. Exciting. Exciting. Here is some sage. And here is a very healthy tomato plant. Again, I'm not sure what tomato plant it is, but it looks good and it's surviving in this planter here. I don't know if I'm gonna have fruit. There are flowers. So hopefully we will, and we'll find out what kind of tomato it is. This is the Ant German green tomato plant. So I had to prune it back a whole lot so it could breathe in there. It's surrounded by some holy basil, and some of the Kentucky pole beans are growing up it. That was not planned. It just happened that way. But there are some flowers. So we may have some, and there's a nice little bee. We may have some tomatoes soon. This is another tomato plant. This is the Tomatillo, and I do believe, and it looks good. There are plenty of flowers. We just have to have some weather. that will allow them to do what they need to do, because there has been some blossom drop because it gets so hot. The flowers are like, yeah, about that. But several flowers, see there? Blossoms are drying up, not able to set. I read something, I heard something yesterday on another YouTube channel that when it gets so hot, the pollen actually dries up, and so the flowers just don't live after that. So I don't know, maybe some truth to that. Beautiful though. Here's another Roma tomato plant that is blushing tomatoes, which is exciting. Ask me how many Roma tomato plants I have. Girl, I don't know. I do not know. Here's that watermelon vine that is growing up the wire fence, but it's also growing behind some other things. This is where it started, right here in this crate, so I'm just gonna let it go. Yeah, why not? The sweet potato vines are looking good. I hope I get some sweet potatoes. I feel like the vines should be a little bit more lush than this, a little bit more vigorous, and so we'll see. It is really about making sure that you have the right soil medium. I know I have plenty of space. These are 17-gallon, I do believe. Yep, 17-gallon tubs. But again, if we don't have that loose soil, then the tubers won't have room to form. So I'm hoping that I don't get a whole lot of dieback early, and that we have plenty of tubers. But this is my first time growing, so I'm excited about that anyway. And we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what it looks like, y'all. Here are my peppers, and they are looking great. We got some formation going on. We sure do. Look at that. Can't wait to try them. We got some sweet peppers, and we got some ancho peppers as well. The anchos are flowering, but again, it's so hot that some of the flowers are drying up. But we'll see. We'll see what we get. Oh, little bumblebee. Look at all that pollen. He's working hard. Thank you, little bumblebee. You're doing awesome.